Thank you for joining. Thank you for the likes. Hi, Erica. I am not feeling the greatest, but I'm gonna push through. Um, I feel like Spirit wanted me to talk about the fact that this is a very heavy time energetically. A lot of rapid shifts are occurring. And just warning if you're squeamish about bodily functions and things like that. But I was physically ill yesterday morning, and I'm typically not sick like that. I know that now. I know that I get sick when there's something that spirit is doing. And so it was like basically a purging. And then like started my cycle 6 days early, and it's about to be a new moon. And so, I know that's TMI for some people, but I feel like other people are going through the similar things with their body. And my sun sign is Taurus, so like if you have heavy earth aspect in your chart, if your spirit guides communicate with you quite a bit through your body, there's the full moon is in Libra. So if you have like a Libra North Node or Libra Rising, if you are a Libra Sun, those are all placements that could be heavily affected by the shifts that are happening right now, because um, justice is being brought to people's finances, and there has to be a clearing. And so I know that I have been eating not the greatest, if that's correct English, um, because I have been eating like ribs, and um, I've been kind of disgusted by meat lately. I've had, debates with myself about like how much I love animals, but how much I'm willing to eat animal. And so it's just been there, I've had a lot of things to contemplate. And I'll just encourage everyone to really listen to your body. And one thing about it, when you have things happening to your body like this, like I'm talking about, there's a tendency to feel like there's some kind of spiritual attack or something bad is happening. Now, if you out here doing crazy shit to people and doing, dark magic and spell work and things like that, then maybe there is cause for concern. But if you are just simply minding the business that pays you, and um, want to see the best for everyone. You're not like, you know, rooting for people who do you dirty, but at the same time, you're not wishing ill will on them either. You just minding your business and keeping it pushing and knowing that you are heavily protected. I don't, my first thought when I get sick or something happens, I've been having neck and shoulder pain for quite a while. Those are all ascension symptoms. So like after I was sick yesterday, I had like a headache right here, and usually that is connected to third eye pressure. It feels like sinus pressure, but that's really an ascension symptom. And so just I encourage you to get as grounded as possible. That's why I put some raspberries in my drink. I have my guava berry Waterloo. So it's just important to stay hydrated, and it's like drink coconut water in addition to just plain water, because someone said something the other day. I saw a video. The guy was like, if you noticed when you drink water, you just urinate it out, versus like when you drink coconut water, you're not having to use the bathroom as much. And that's because it hydrates you more than actual water. Like water is more of a cleansing agent, and that made so much sense to me. And watermelon is really good. Like eating your water is extremely good. Watermelon, cucumbers, things like that. And like I've just been eating vegetables and fruit, and like my stomach can't really handle anything heavy right now anyway, but I feel like that's by design as well. And yeah, so like a lot of exciting things are happening right now. And so I just encourage everyone under the sound of my voice, whether it's now or at a later time, to stay encouraged. Know that the divine is always working on your behalf. Try to avoid getting caught up in what's happening in the news and in the world right now. I know that that is much easier said than done, but the biggest thing for me is like, if you can't control it, then why are you worried about it? And that's the thing that has always bothered me. I'm like, why does the media disclose different tactics and what's supposed to be happening, and military maneuvers and shit like that? Like, what are we going to do about that? There's absolutely nothing we can do. It has absolutely nothing to do with us. Like, it just stresses people out and causes a bunch of unnecessary burden and anxiety. And the best thing to possibly do right now, like I said, is to stay as grounded as possible. Eat red fruits and vegetables. Do a lot of meditation. Thank you for the likes. I don't want to tear your name up. Is that Luli? Oh, yeah. Let me not tear your name up. Okay. Welcome in. So, I'm all about making spirituality as simple as possible. I'm all about letting people know that the divine is not judging you. The divine loves you. The divine wants to see the best for you. And the divine is not just trying to punish you. You know, when we make certain decisions, there are natural laws and consequences that are attached to those decisions. And a lot of times we know what the consequences are when we do some fuck shit. And so, you know, like, that's not God or the divine trying to harm you. That's just you on some bullshit. You know? So, thank you for the likes. Hi, Scorpio. Here we go with the daggone barky. Higher self spirit. What does the collective need to know? I feel like they wanted me to pull some of these numerologies. And here at the bottom of the deck, the Moonology deck, what do you need to release? And I was just talking about that. A releasing, a purging. The answers you need are coming. You and your loved ones are safe. I just said that. I'm hearing no harm, no foul. Uh-oh. And this full moon in Gemini card is giving like the twin flame journey coming to a close, because you see those two faces in the middle of the complete circle. So I feel like you know, when the twin flame journeys come to an end, it becomes a soulmate journey and the souls become one. I also feel like this new moon in Cancer card is spirit talking about emotional fulfillment. Releasing anyone who is not emotionally available. Sorry, I need to speak up because these dogs be in the background wilding out. Can y'all stop? Stop. You don't have to fight over 3 toys. They got some new toys and they fighting over 1 of 3. So I was saying that this new moon in Cancer card is I feel like spirit is talking about like a new wish fulfillment, new emotional fulfillment, releasing anyone or anything that is not emotionally available. And your commitment being tested is kind of what I was talking about earlier, as far as like us going through things physically and you know, your endurance being tested. Like if you're in pain or if you get ill or if you know that you have aches and pains and things like that, are you able to push through and talk to spirit about it and realize that these are ascension symptoms. This is not spirit trying to punish you. It's not anyone trying to do spell work. Now, granted, people do spell work all the time, but if you know that you're not doing anything harmful to anyone else, then you can be confident in knowing that you and your loved ones are protected. And so, yeah. Thank you for the likes. Hey, Rainbow Moon. Hi, Mel. Thank you for the likes. So, yeah. I hope y'all can hear me now. I had to turn my phone up. Higher self spirit. What does the collective need to know? I also feel like when we get colds and things like that, like the flu, or like I know I had stop. When I had COVID, I knew that all of that was in an effort to boost my immune system. And so sometimes you have to be subject to certain things in order for your immune system to be built up, so that when like something you encounter something more serious, that you have all of your defenses in place. So you know, that's not punishment either. I feel like Spirit is saying we really have to look at things from a higher perspective. And when you ask yourself questions, your consciousness will look for the answers and will bring you the answers in some shape, form, or fashion. So the answer could come in a dream, the answer could come in a download where you just like think of something and you're like, damn, that makes a lot of sense. That, that must be my answer. Or you could be scrolling and see a video that you totally resonate with and have the answer. So no, the divine has endless ways in order to get an answer to you. And so when something is happening to you that is like seemingly bad, or you feel like it's negative, I feel like the divine just always wants you to see it from a higher perspective. Ask your spirit team what that means. Ask them, what you're supposed to be learning from it. If there was something that you felt passionate about, but it didn't end up going in your favor, figure out what is next. What could the divine be trying to tell you? Because what I have found is that even though something seemingly ends, it doesn't always end. So it's almost like a plot twist in a movie. You said that's so true. Hi, Rosalind. Thank you for the gifts. Yeah. So, and I'm not saying everything is all love and light and rainbows and gumdrops and fairy tales and everything like that. But when you really seek wisdom and knowledge out of a situation, that is how you master yourself. And that's how you become an ascended master. That's how you are able to navigate challenges with ease. And we all know that the world is going to present us with challenges, but to be able to navigate challenges with ease, to be able to, um, you know, like two people can experience the exact same situation and have two totally different interpretations of the situation. So like, there were times when I was defeated in court, like especially with my ex-husband, and Spirit was just like, that's the battle, but bitch, you about to win the war. So you may have to lose some battles in order to win the war. And that's what masters of themselves know. They know that something that other people would perceive as negative doesn't have to be perceived as negative. And so when like I was saying earlier, like if something doesn't go your way or you feel defeated about something, like look at what you accomplished. So the divine may have just been encouraging you to stand up for yourself. And just the simple act of you standing up for yourself, even though the outcome wasn't exactly what you wanted, it's still a fucking win. It's a win for you. And regardless of if other people try to clown you and laugh at you and talk about how, you lost and you thought you were doing something, but you didn't get what you wanted, fuck them. Because every time you do something to put yourself first, every time you make an effort to show the divine that you are committed, like when you're tested, if every time you're tested, you make a decision that shows the divine that you are committed to your elevation, to your ascension, to you balancing your energy, to you mastering yourself, that like everybody who laughed at you and clowned you and tried to make it seem like you were stupid, or they were more powerful than you, or whatever the case is, those are the same people that's gonna have to eat humble pie at that table. Confirmation birth. They all gonna have to eat humble pie at that table that the divine is laying out for you. And like I said, the time is now where the scales are balancing. There's a transfer of wealth taking place. And so, like I said, let them win them little battles. Because winning the war is way bigger than the battle. So for some of you, doing the love spell on yourself is working and is drawing your divine person towards you. We're not doing love spells that are manipulating anyone else. Like I was telling someone the other day, when I talk about my divine masculine, I don't name anyone. I just generally talk about my divine masculine coming towards me. That means I'm not doing spell work on anyone. I'm not manipulating anyone's energy. I'm not doing anything to get someone hooked into me that doesn't want to be. And for some of you, there have been some people that have been coming against your union. And my thing is, that's not a bad problem to have. Like that's kind of a good problem to have, because you know that your relationship is sitting on something very powerful if people are trying to stop your union. Not only that, but like the two of you together is a love spell, is what Spirit is saying. And on this thing, it says like love potion number 9, and number 9 is completion. Some people say 10 is completion. Some people say 9 is completion. Feminine. So the 1 and 9 is the masculine and the feminine. And if you look at like this obelisk in the back, that's masculine. And like I was saying, love spells is manipulation. And we're not doing that type of love spell. You know, if you want to do some love spell manifestation with this full moon, do it on yourself. That is the best way in order to start having more self-love. If you struggle with self-love, if you struggle with self-acceptance, if you struggle with feeling valuable and feeling worthy of love, do some love spells on yourself. Buy yourself some roses. Have a spiritual bath and put, bubbles and salts and whatever herbs that you want to put together. I would encourage you, I'm not trying to knock anyone's hustle, but you can go to an herbal shop and you can pick out the herbs that you want based on the description on the package. So it's cool to buy, like bath bombs or, different cleansing scrubs and bath things from other people. But when you purchase it yourself, it's just like cooking a home cooked meal. When you cook a home cooked meal, you know that the chicken or whatever is cleaned properly with vinegar and water. You know that it went straight from a clean kitchen to a clean pot with clean fresh oil. You know that nobody's in the back dropping their hair into your food. You know that people aren't dropping your food and picking it up and just putting it in the pot and frying it with the dirt and all of that stuff. So when you make your own, herbal concoctions or whatever. And what I would do, because I don't claim to be a herbalist or anything like that, I'll get downloads about how to combine different herbs. You can ask your spirit team for a download of a combination of a love herb combination. You can also like I said, just gather some herbs based on what it is on the label, like what it's for. If it's for love, if it's for confidence, if it's for worthiness, and all of those things. And one thing Spirit has really been talking to me about as well is trust. So like trusting yourself, trusting your intuition, trusting that you are powerful enough to make whatever it is that you need to make for yourself. Because just like with traditional religion, we put way too much confidence and we give way too much power away to people externally. So like the pastor or the deacons or the people who are in upper level, admin of the church or whatever, people who consider themselves prophets or whatever, you have your own power. You can get your own downloads. You are just as tapped in as the next person. And the wild part is, a lot of times, who we perceive as being like a powerful spiritualist or a pastor or whatever, they don't even really fully connect with what they're teaching, or their gifts, or what they're doing. They don't fully believe in what they're doing. So why would you give your power away to someone who has less faith than you or less power than you? Why would you give your power away or attach your faith to someone who really doesn't connect with any of it? You know, a lot of people connect with it just enough to be charismatic, just enough to get your money, just enough to make it look good and make it sound good, but they really don't have faith. They have faith and confidence in their ability to get your money, but they don't have faith in what they're talking about or the types of things that they're doing. And I feel like Spirit is saying that these people that have come against your relationship, people who have are in the energy of like, if I can't have you, nobody can have you type shit. Spirit's like, yeah, they starting to think about the shit that they've been doing. They starting to have some real revelations. And you know, it has the little thought bubble with the heart in it, but her face says something a lot different. In deep contemplation, and for like the people who have really wished harm upon people, to move people out of the way because they know that the person they wants somebody else, that's never a good look. And for some of y'all, it's a karmic masculine. And for others of y'all, it's a karmic feminine. Well, hot damn. That's a damn shame. And see, that's the thing. That's why it's very important to use discernment when you get involved with people. And I know, bless you, I know that you could potentially go on one date with someone. I saw earlier, I don't know why my nose is itching. I saw earlier that this woman went on like one date with this guy, and he's been stalking her for 7 years, and he's actually going online and talking all crazy. And so there's some things that you can't control, as far as like, you know, maybe you met somebody out, or you met someone online and y'all chit chatted for a little bit, and you decided to go out and have dinner or something like that, or have coffee, or whatever the case is. You can't determine at that juncture necessarily that it's not a good look. I would say that you can, if you're really using your discernment and your intuition. You can feel how the energy feels. Like, I don't promote doing readings on people who have not given their express permission. Now, some people will give me the go ahead, and when they find out that I'm a psychic medium, they'll be like, oh, well, what is my energy telling you? And I'm like, you really want to know? And they'll be like, yeah. And I'm like, you got a lot of childhood, a lot of unhealed childhood trauma. And stuff like that typically ends the entire conversation. And that prevents me from even meeting someone in person who has way too much work to do for me to even entertain for a day. Okay. um that's very important. Um you can save a lot of time. And one thing I say on a regular basis is that, like, something to the effect of, I repel anyone that I should not be with, that I should not be around, that I should not be giving my energy to. I repel anyone who would try to waste my time. Those are all things to speak over your life on a regular basis. But at the same time, we have to, like, there has to be a level of self-confidence and self-awareness, so that it's like, everybody that you meet, everybody you encounter, everybody that you go on a date with is not meant to be a long-term person, is not your person. So, the problem becomes, like, we have this idea of, oh, well, I'm going to speak these affirmations and I'm going to move this way and that way. And then when we encounter somebody, this daggone fly, we encounter someone and then we feel like it's instant love or love at first sight, and we don't and as soon as I said, like, instant love and love at first sight, like, that's how, when we are in our head like this, after the first date or just a phone conversation or just a text conversation, when we start thinking about how our wedding is going to be and how our children is going to look and all kinds of shit like that, that creates the cycle of obsession. And I promise you, the people who were, like, meant to be in my life for a very significant purpose, it was the people that I detached from. So I detached from the outcome, and it was like, I really like this person. This person checks all my boxes, but I'm also okay with us not being a thing, because I know that the divine is going to bring my person to me. There is nothing that can stop my union. And so when you go into things with that mindset, if somebody is inconsistent or they're not really showing you what it is that you want out of a connection, then you can just be like, you can step back and be like, yeah, I'm gonna take a step back until you ready to give me what I want. If you're not going to give me what I want, then I'm gonna keep it pushing. I'm not intentionally dating. I'm not, like, searching for anyone, but I'm leaving myself open in the sense that I definitely have my boundaries, healthy boundaries. I'm not so closed off that no one can come toward me, and I'm not open to having a conversation, or if somebody wants to come and confess something to you or tell you how they really feel or whatever, I'm open to that. But at the same time, I can still sit in the energy where it's like, if you're not going to do what it is that you need to do in order to solidify me, then it wasn't meant to be. And I'm always checking with my spirit team. A lot of times they will not answer your question. So, for instance, I get a body sensation on my shoulder when my higher self communicates with me like that. Probably other people in my spirit team. I just associate that sensation with my higher self primarily. And sometimes I'll ask a question and I'll say, please touch my back if such and such, and or please touch my back if it's not this, and I'll get the sensation in response. But a lot of times, more times than anything, she just won't respond. And then I'll be like, okay, so you just not gonna answer my question because you need me to use my discernment. And so like people, they will give you blatant signs. So for instance, if you like say you had several people that were potential people and you energetically cut all of them off, but then you know that you're very heavily protected by spirit, but one of them was able to circle back like during the spring equinox or a full moon or a new moon or the winter solstice or whatever. Like there was something very significant, like maybe you hadn't talked to this person in months but they ended up texting you or calling you or something, or maybe you ran into them on a very significant day energetically. Those are all signs. Those are all like little nudges to say, okay, this person is safe. I know for a fact that because I'm so heavily protected, if someone is able to circle back after I've blocked them or whatever, it's more than someone just like violating my boundaries. It's it's an opportunity for me to see if this person is going to do the same shit they've been doing and then choose myself. So if you come back in my energy and I entertain you for a time period or whatever, and you still showing me the same shit that you were showing me before, or like for instance, this happened to me not too long ago, where someone circled back and was love bombing the hell out of me, telling me all this stuff about how much they cared about me and loved me and blah blah blah, and wanted to marry me and all of this shit. So I just sat back and I was like, okay, like I'm gonna let this person talk, and then I'm gonna give it like a day or two, and then I'm going to ask a very specific question. And based on the answer to this question, if that answer contradicts everything that that person just told me, this person is full of shit. And so the only reason why the person was allowed to circle back is so that I could finally say, enough is enough. I'm not doing this shit. You trying to play me. You out here playing games. And like I said earlier, when you have like health problems or things like that, sometimes it's not karma, but sometimes it is. If you are doing shit to people that ain't right, then you can, yeah, do some self evaluation. Seriously. Because one of the worst things that people can do is be experiencing karma and just dismiss it. If a tree fall on your damn car, you need to start questioning some shit. Ask your spirit team some questions. Evaluate how you moving through life. I know somebody, they were just driving along on the street and a random ass tree fell on their car. Like shit like that just doesn't happen. It hit the car just enough like across the hood to like stop the car. It didn't injure the person or anything like that, because my spirit team does not like set out to unalive people or anything like that. It's just like, okay, boom, we're gonna give you warning number one. How you gonna take that? Okay, well, we're gonna give you warning number two. Like I had run somewhere to the store right quick and caught a flat tire, and I was just like, what the hell is going on? because I had 3 new tires. But that's the thing. Like, I had just gotten 3 new tires. I had a warranty on the tire that caught a flat. And instead of them having to replace the tire, all they had to do was patch it. And so everything was covered. I didn't have to pay for anything. But it's instances like that. Like, was there a wreck that Spirit was trying to stall you from getting toward? Um, is there something else that you needed to sit there and contemplate while you were waiting for AAA? Is that a wake up call that you need to get AAA? There's different reasons why things happen, and it doesn't have to automatically have a negative connotation. But Spirit is like, for the people that have done you dirty, though, that karma gonna hit way different. That shit hits way different when people come against people who are just out here minding their business, leaving people alone, not trying to harm anyone. And see, what happens is, this is also imprisonment of the mind. And so there are times when you have to say something to someone, like you keep getting nudges, like you don't want to be confrontational, but you have to be able to confront people. You have to be able to speak your truth. You have to be able to stand up for yourself or defend yourself. And so if that is a cycle that needs to be closed, and you are getting all of these opportunities back to back to stand up for yourself, to speak your truth, to defend yourself, and you're not taking those opportunities to do that, then it's going to keep circling around. It's just like romantic relationships of whether it's same sex or opposite sex. You are going to be given the opportunity to show Spirit that you are learning the lesson, that you are passing the test. And so Spirit's like, hello, we here, what you gonna do? That's somebody circling back, sending you a text message. WYD. That hey big head text message. Yeah, them ops, they not gonna be faring too well out here. Like, if somebody did you dirty one day and then all of a sudden they damn gout acting up the next day, that's probably your spirit team. Like, keep on now. And it's little subtle stuff, and that's why I'm saying that a lot of times people will dismiss it. It'll be little subtle things, but you need to pay attention. Bubby, let me get my car, Bubba. Oh, excuse me, didn't mean to have my booty in the camera. Thank you for the likes. And one thing about it, Spirit, is like, when you start speaking your truth, people will abandon you. And that's one thing that we really have to be fortified about, is not being afraid to lose people. not being afraid, not feeling like we're being abandoned or rejected. Because I would much rather somebody who is not meant to be in my life, someone who's not meant to have my protection, someone who's not meant to be a part of my abundance. I would much rather that motherfucker abandon me. Abandon me. Ghost me, abandon me, stop talking to me, stop fucking with me, talk shit about me if you like. Now, it's not gonna end well. It may not end well, and we're not speaking harm on anyone. This could definitely be metaphorically, spiritually, whatever. But I don't want anybody in my life that should not be a part of my abundance. And that is the attitude that we should be taking when you looking at the situation from a higher perspective. Instead of being devastated that someone chose someone else over you, or devastated that this person stopped texting you or stopped calling you, or like abandoned you or just left you for some random ass dumb ass reason. If this person has a hard time communicating with you in a relationship, that is so important. And there's so many people that sacrifice communication just for like a feeling of a relationship or a portion of a person or whatever. Like, that's wild to me. If you're not able to properly communicate, if your person can't communicate with you, if you can't have tough conversations with your person, if you first of all, if you can dish it, you got to be able to take it. That's a requirement. I want honesty, even if it hurts my feelings, even if it stings for a minute and I need to go by myself, sit down, meditate, and regroup and come back and have a discussion about it. I would much rather have that than have some fake phony shit. Because there's too many fake phony ass people out here in this world. And they will smile in your face and secretly can't stand you. And like I was talking about getting bodily sensations about people. When I'm talking to someone who doesn't like me and who is talking shit about me in their head as I'm talking to them, I can feel my higher self touching my back. Number one, that's like her saying, I'm here, I'm protecting you. I see what this motherfucker is saying about you in their head. We got you. Don't even worry about it. We are clocking all of that shit. All of that shit is being recorded. And like there's somebody in particular that I interact with on a regular basis. This person loves running their mouth and talking to me about stuff, but then it's like a one-sided conversation. And as soon as I try to interject and say something, they start looking like this. Like, just have a disgusted ass look on your face. Why the fuck are you even talking to me? Because the thing is, I have to sit here and listen to you tell me the same story over and over and over again. And I still have to laugh at the same whack ass story, the same corny ass jokes that I've heard already 5 times. So you're taking up my time. I've been sitting here for 30 minutes listening to you tell me the same shit you've told me 8 times now. But as soon as I want to contribute to the conversation, I get the fucking gas face. Oh, yeah? I know that whoever's listening to me knows people like that. That's some of the fakest shit out. And those same people will switch up on you in a fucking heartbeat. You'll do things to be a team player, to go out of your way for people. You will extend yourself for people. You go hang out with people even though you really don't feel like it because you don't want to hurt their feelings or whatever. Get out of that people pleasing shit. If there is something that you don't want to do, just don't do it. That is one of the best ways for you to reclaim your power. If when people call you and invite you out, it's confirmation burp. Instead of you just being like, okay, I'll go. You know they can't stand you. You don't like being around them. You're uncomfortable around them. If your energy is uncomfortable around people, or if you notice that other people are uncomfortable around you, that is a direct message to abort mission. Get out of there. Stop being around those people. And if you get into the energy where you're like, I would rather be by myself, I would rather love myself, get to know myself, enjoy my own company, take myself out on dates, go on trips by myself, and do things to like stretch myself out of my comfort zone versus spending time around raggedy ass, fake ass people, that shit will have you ascending so damn fast. Because the majority of society is on this people pleasing shit. They, um, accept nonsense from family members because they want to feel a part of a family. They want to be able to take pictures and post things for the gram and look like this happy family when you know the people you're around, they don't like you because you think for yourself. They're jealous of you because you're attractive, you take care of yourself, your mental health is solid, you think for yourself, you speak your truth when they're scared to, when they're just conformists and want to go along to get along. I'm good. I'm not, now, granted, I'm not going to sit here and cap and say, I don't need anybody in my life. I can just be in isolation for the rest of my life. That's not healthy. But what I am going to say is I can sit by myself. I can be by myself. I can sacrifice going out. I can go out by myself sometimes as long as it's safe, like a safe environment. And I can just do stuff on my own until my soul tribe comes along. I don't have to date. I don't have to be intimate with people. And I know for some of us, that's not an easy thing because we are just conditioned to feel like we have to be in the presence of someone, that other people validate us and give us, um, feelings of worthiness and being accepted. And we have abandonment issues and attachment issues and all of those things. And when you feel those things, that is what spirit is trying to get you to work on and work out. Because when your money comes in, you need to be in a place where you can say no to people. First of all, when your money come in, don't even say shit to anyone. I mean, they may, realize what's up when you start buying houses and cars and shit. I would encourage you to buy a car and invest in things that will appreciate in value, because a car depreciates in value the moment you drive it off the lot. Put your money into trust funds and hedge funds and investments and whatever else that's going to make your money work for you. But when my money hit, I'm not telling nobody, because I've made that mistake before. When I've said, I got a lump sum of money, I want to invest it, and then some idiot I'm talking to will be like, "Oh, well, I have a party promoting business and other people have been investing in business and they're coming off with 100 and 200% returns and all," like, I'm exaggerating, but all I'm saying is I have fallen for the okie doke. And thankfully, it wasn't like $10,000. It was like $1,000. But the person that I invested in, thinking that it would be like a quick flip type situation, this fool got my money, did nothing, like nothing popped with it. And then this person was like giving me my money back in droplets. I was like, yo, because the problem, it was like $500 investment, and I was supposed to get 1,500 back or something to that effect. So when I realized that this person wasn't doing the right thing, I was like, just give me my $500 back, and we'll call this shit even. When I tell you, I was getting $50 here, $100 there, $200 here. And then this fool had the nerve to be posting up online and that he was on a damn cruise. I inboxed that motherfucker. I said, I know the fuck you not on no damn cruise and you owe me money. How dare you come at me like that? My parents paid for this cruise. I say, I don't give a damn who paid for it. If you know you owe people money, you need to holler at your parents if they got it and say, instead of me going on this cruise, I need to give this person their money back. Or can you help me pay this person back as we're going on this cruise? Don't fucking play with me. And that's one of those things where I had to stand up for myself. Because I'm like, how dare you? And it'd be one thing if I was out here like rolling, had all kinds of money to blow. I had more money than I knew what to do with. But that wasn't the case at all. And that jackass knew that. So, thank you for sharing the live. Please like, share, repost, help a sister out. I feel like I'm talking to a healer who does house calls. So if you are gifted with your hands, if you do work with your hands, this could also be like a general contractor who does work with their hands on like real estate. Now this is wild because I feel like Spirit is saying the whole damn country got an entity attachment. Now that's crazy as hell. When the country, like the actual land, has an entity attachment. Spirit, you gonna have to tell me more about that. I'm hearing there's something about Antarctica. So I think that the government studies places like Antarctica, and there have been um, like interesting discoveries that have not been revealed. But I definitely feel like the chosen ones are going to be unlocking information, because there's a number one on that cup for chosen one, an achievement. Definitely unlocking information. I feel like there's going to be places that will be like unthawing, and like the energy is that it's connected to Atlantis. And like I was thinking about the other day how um I've had like several significant things happen to me connected to Atlanta. And I was like, damn, Atlanta, Atlantis, like that makes sense that several significant things occurred in Atlanta. And so I feel like there's something about Atlanta that's significant. Maybe you live in Atlanta. Maybe your man lives in Atlanta. And like I've been talking about, when you're able to overcome that emotional distress, emotional pain, then you're able to step into your abundance. Because your abundance is way more than money, is every area of your life. It's your creativity, it's your health, it's your wealth, it's your beauty, it's your body. Like you it's hard for people to tap into their creativity, to operate in their gifts. It's hard for people to do anything if their body isn't right. So, like your actual vessel, the healing and the proper functioning of your vessel is very important. And that is also a part of your abundance. Hi, Kingdom. I feel like for some of you, you are going to be changing jobs and you're going to actually be making what you are worth. And truthfully, the only way, in my opinion, to make exactly what you're worth is to work for yourself. For real, for real. And as soon as I said work for yourself, here we have someone who is gifted spiritually. So I could be talking to a spiritualist who is going to be working for themselves, doing what they do best. Yeah, because the divine is in full support and is backing you on everything that you're doing. And Spirit is saying the divine is going to be showing up and showing out through your gifts. We're talking about miracles, signs, and wonders, not spiritual psychosis. You're not tripping, you're not crazy, you're not hearing voices, you're not having hallucinations. You are reading energy, you are feeling energy. And it is very important, like I said earlier, to get grounded, get comfortable with being by yourself. And I said, as soon as I said get comfortable with being by yourself, we have single, sexy, successful. Because when you're comfortable with being by yourself, you get to know what your energy truly feels like versus what other people's energy feels like. So if you feel off and you have created a safe haven within yourself, you have created peace and tranquility within yourself, you have created self acceptance, you will know that when your energy is off, it's because of somebody else. And you'll be able to make adjustments. Now, sometimes you work around these people, and so you won't be able to make immediate adjustments. But that's why I feel like Spirit is like, we are your assignment wherever you are, if that's a 9 to 5 or some kind of corporate position or maybe a business partnership. The Spirit is like, your assignment is complete. We can now move you into your own abundance. We can now move you away from those people who have fucked up energy. Because if you have anxiety about going to work, if like if you have a if you don't want to get up out of bed in the morning, I mean, a lot of us don't want to get up early to go to work, but there's a difference between like, I don't feel like getting up, like my bed is comfy, versus dreading going to work because of the toxic people at your job. So if you are, working around heavily toxic people, Spirit is like, don't worry, we got you. We about to move you on up out of there. It's not going to be anything bad. It's not going to be anything traumatic. hmm Like I said, miracles, signs, and wonders. When that star seed energy comes out, That's way more than just reading cards, interpreting cards. That's, not having to use cards. And I know that I'm using cards, but Spirit is really trying to move us into the energy of not using cards. And for some of y'all, I feel like you have a very gifted child that you need to nurture. I'm hearing validate their feelings and emotions. And the more that you validate their feelings, the more that they'll be comfortable with you, with having deeper conversations with you. They'll come out of some confusion. There's a lot of people out here who are very gifted and on the spectrum and like on the genius side of the spectrum, and all they need is someone to really get them and really nurture their gifts and really hone in and focus on what they're really good at and what they're gifted at and what they do best. Even if you're like, your smile is so beautiful, it lights up rooms, your laugh is contagious. It's little things like that, especially with children, that fills them up so much. It's, like when children are young and very impressionable and they're sponges and they're absorbing everything constantly 24/7, you can counteract the bullying and even teachers. I was talking about how teachers can be bullies and teachers can embarrass these children. Um, and a lot of times it has to do with the teacher not being confident in themselves. And the child is, without even really knowing it, calling the teacher out and interpreting situations in ways that the teacher didn't think about. And instead of celebrating that child, these insecure ass teachers are like taking little subtle digs and saying little slick shit that could be interpreted a lot of different ways, and saying shit that'll go over children's heads. So like if an adult isn't in the room, the children won't pick up on what's happening. Yeah, we talking about school and teachers. And these teachers be wicked as hell sometimes. On some real shit. When I feel like when people know that their grading is very subjective and they can manipulate grades and they can be like, oh, you didn't do this correctly, so you lost 2 points, and you didn't do that, and all, like all of that shit. Those are also bullying tactics, ways to break people's spirit. And that's some wicked shit. And the divine is not having it. They, especially with children, the divine is not having it. Because as an adult, you can recognize the bullshit and be like, okay, bitch, I got you. Like you may have the upper hand in this situation because the institution or the school or whatever is going to back you and support you and doesn't want to have lawsuits or whatever by holding you accountable, but the divine is going to hold your ass accountable. Please believe me. It's going to be a rude ass awakening. Because that karma is going to hit in such a way that is going to be out of nowhere. And that's why, like, when people are mean and hateful to you, it could take time. It could really take time. Because the divine is like, we want to allow enough time in between what this person did to you and how that karma's going to hit, so that they can like seemingly forget about it and not be thinking about it anymore, and just, yeah. The spirit said they about to be up under the bus. And ground transportation takes much longer than air travel. Can you imagine traveling across the country on a bus versus a plane? Like, you can get from one end of the country to the other in about 6 hours by plane. That shit might take a damn week and a half by bus. So yeah, it's gonna take time to hit. And it's also gonna be a bumpy ride. There's gonna be ups and downs along the way, because it's a different. I'm not trying to be judgmental or anything like that, but let's just keep it real. There's a different caliber of people who are riding the bus versus taking a plane. And y'all know that shit is the damn truth. Because also too, like, you can do a bunch of illegal shit on a bus versus a plane, because they're not scanning your bags. There's no dogs, there's no searches and stuff like that. So there are people who use ground transportation to do dirt. That's number one. Number two, it's way cheaper to buy a bus ticket than to get on a damn plane. So, I mean, like, let's just keep it all the way funky. These cards keep falling. And I feel like Spirit is saying that the divine feminine, by the divine feminine healing themselves, balancing and aligning their chakras, they are healing their twin. So the more you heal yourself, the like, that's basically the twin flame journey. So the more you heal yourself, the more you're healing your twin, the more you're drawing that person in. And when you actually come together with that person, the two of you are going to merge as one. And it's definitely giving earth angel energy. Because I've been talking about a very special divine union. And so I feel like there's a feminine that is in earth angel energy that is, has had a Kundalini awakening. And here I said Kundalini awakening. And this is 57 and 47. 47, 57. I feel like the 2nd of April is significant. Yeah, ascending. You ascend when you get your wings. And I feel like with that cross on her neck, Spirit is saying that Christianity was a very important part of your journey to becoming who you are as an earth angel. So, like we talk shit about traditional religion, but there's an actual place for that. Like I talk about the praise and worship part of the service. I think that's really the most significant part, because when you are like worshiping and praising and showing your love and gratitude for source, which is within you, that's you building up source within you, if that makes sense. And I feel like this is a depiction of building up source within you, that light within you. And this is ascending, and then we have blocked, and this is 98 and 99. So I feel like these go hand in hand, like I was talking about earlier. When you block people energetically, it helps you to ascend, because that's you putting yourself first, is you signaling the divine that you are ready to ascend, that you're not interested in bringing this energy with you. For some of y'all will be going to the court house to get married. And I said it like that because maybe you from the South, like from Mississippi or damn Nolans. Yeah, you've been manifesting your person. And like I said, you've been healing and working on yourself. Igniting the fire within. And I feel like this is also a depiction of igniting the fire within. And what's interesting is that this burst of light looks similar to the burst of light behind his head. And the sun is associated with the masculine, and darkness is associated with the feminine. And so it's not, like Spirit is saying, it's not about getting rid of your dark feminine energy. It's just about igniting the light within, balancing the masculine within, so that your manifestations of your person can then join forces with you. And I feel like Spirit is saying that, like, your person, the reason why it's called the twin flame journey is because, like, your masculine is your masculine within. His feminine is your feminine. So like your outward feminine is his inner feminine. His outward masculine is your inner masculine. And I definitely feel like that's what this is a depiction of. And the two of you together will cause an ascension. And there is a conflict. There are conflicts on the twin flame journey. Thank you, Miss G, for the likes. So yeah, there's conflict on the twin flame journey, and there's separation on the twin flame journey. Your person could just be like, yo, I'm waiting. I'm waiting on you. Your ancestors said, "We are supporting your union. We are bringing you all together, and there is nothing that can separate the two of you." Not even a damn flying monkey ass, head ass bitch. And I feel like there's a lot of people surprised that they were not able to continue to manipulate you. Fly a monkey ass, head ass hope. Thank you for the lights. So yeah, like there's a lot of people that's sitting around like, damn, why couldn't we soup this person's head up like we used to? Yeah, they're like, we used to be able to abuse them and they would just take that shit. They would walk around looking broke, busted, and disgusted. And we could just do whatever we want to, come and go as we please. You know, there's rules to this shit. Just like when you live with someone and you're like, if you're a teenager or a child or whatever, and you're beholden to your parents, they have rules for their house. They like, you gonna clean up this motherfucker, you gonna damn respect my house, you gonna respect my curfew. And that's the problem that we have. We don't have a established set of rules or boundaries for our life. When you're a parent, in order to be an effective parent and an effective disciplinarian, you have to show your children who the fuck is boss. That doesn't mean ignoring their feelings. That doesn't mean completely dominating them. It doesn't mean that their opinions and emotions and feelings aren't valid. It just means that you have to establish certain energetic boundaries and protection mechanisms to protect your house, to protect your children. If you let your children be out all damn night with their friends, partying, drinking underage, doing whatever, what have you, till all hours of the morning, and then you expect for them to come home and get 2 hours of sleep and be totally functional for school the next day, or if all you're doing is giving them fast food, and this is no shade to anybody that has to do what they got to do for the time being. I know I've eaten oodles and noodles in a damn pinch. So I'm not judging you for the certain things that you have to do for a time period, but I'm talking about like if you have the means to have healthy meals and you just, being lazy or whatever, there are certain things that you put in place in order to set up your family for success. And there are certain things that you have to put in place for yourself to set yourself up for success. We had that card come out earlier, that sexy, single, successful. that doesn't have to all go hand in hand. You could be sexy, single, and jacked up out here because you keep letting any and everybody into your energy. You got ulterior motives for people. You just out here trying to get a damn free meal, a free date, a free if the person got season tickets to the game, you just trying to go get a free ticket to the game or some shit. You trying to get some bills paid or whatever. Like, go sit down. Set some rules. And as soon as I said something about damn the food struggle, it comes up food stamps on my screen. If you have food stamps, if you're managing it properly, you can get healthy meals for your family. Okay. So, and again, that's no shade. I'm not trying to pass judgment on people. It's just that sometimes we have to have some real conversations, some tough conversations, because the same way that you manage your household and your finances and your children and how you maneuver at work, when I work with mediocre ass workers who are disorganized, they don't manage their time well, their office is a hot mess, I already know your house looking crazy. I already know there's no order. When you give your children structure and order and direction and instruction, they thrive, because it also teaches them problem solving. It teaches them good decision making. It teaches them organization, because I know that when I prepare my lunch the night before and I put it all together in the refrigerator, all I have to do is grab it out. When I clean the dog bowls the night before, and all I have to do is put water in it and put the food in there and put it down for them, that cuts so much time out of my morning routine. So if I know that I'm not the biggest morning person, and if I prepare the night before, I can get up at 4:30 versus 4 o'clock, then that's what needs to be done. And that also, it helps your day be less chaotic, less stressful. Like, it's stressful when I'm rushing to work, because you're trying to beat the lights, you're trying to weave in and out of traffic. I'm not saying I do this because, like, I ain't trying to get no tickets, and I'm not trying to be in no accidents. So but I watch other people on the road, and I can tell by the way they're moving and all that through traffic and speeding through yellow lights and all of that. I know that they are stressed the hell out, because it's like, if they're late like that on a regular basis and they're stressed out daily, then they're always worried about, am I going to have my job tomorrow or this afternoon? So, like, there's reasons and there's methods to everything. And when you don't manage your time well, and you're not managing your energy well, and things are just haphazard and chaotic, like, your environment affects how you think. It affects your ability to relax. It affects your ability to meditate. And when you're, like, say you're behind on a lot of things at work, you're missing deadlines, you're making errors, that makes life stressful. So why put yourself in a predicament where you're creating unnecessary stress and burdens? But let me tell you, when you on point, when you're operating in priest and priestess energy, when you're operating with excellence, these mediocre motherfuckers love evil eyeing the fuck out of you. On the inside, they're like, I wish I could be like that person. I wish I could be organized. I wish my office was neat and clean. I wish my office smelled good. I wish I was, like ahead on my work. And people are so prideful. Instead of looking at you or looking at another person and saying, you know what? I really like how that person operates. I like how they move. I'm gonna ask them if I could sit down with them and they could like take me through how they stay organized. That's some shit that I would do. Like, why be jealous of somebody that could potentially help me? My ego is not so big that I can't humble myself enough to ask for help. I'll do that in a heartbeat. I'll be like, you know what, sis, I love how you dress. I know we don't make a lot of money, but can you share any tips or tricks or secrets or whatever? Girl, I go to the thrift store on 5th in Columbus. They have name brand stuff in there. It's neat, it's clean, it's organized. Now, some people will gatekeep the hell out of information, but there's a lot of people that would love to share their shortcuts and strategies and how they're able to simplify their life. We should all be about how can we make it as simple as possible. Because when you make things as simple as possible, when you're in the midst of chaos, you're able to stay calm in the midst of a storm while everybody else is like chasing their tail, trying to get things done, trying to figure things out. You can stay calm, cool, and collected. You just stay steady. Like, I worked in a really fast-paced work environment, and there was this competition among people to be the fastest because the nature of work was such that you seemed more productive if you got things done faster. However, the main people who were doing shit real quick, they had the most errors and the most serious errors, like lawsuit worthy errors. And so I said to myself, instead of being the fastest, I'm going to work steadily and I'm going to work smart. And so, like, we had certain minimums that we had to do each night. Like, you need to do 10 of these per night, so that everybody is carrying their weight. So I would get that out of the way first, and I would slow down. Because what I was doing is I was establishing myself as someone who was slow and steady and with precision and accuracy. And I was catching other people's shit, like the veteran people that would speed through their work and look like the rock stars. I'm catching their errors. I will never forget this one lady. She called me out. It was my birthday too. I don't even know why I was working on my birthday, but I'm working on my birthday, and she called me out in front of a room full of people on a little minor mistake. Super small. And I said, you know what? Thank you so much for catching that for me. I said, you just made my birthday. That was your present to me on my birthday. I so appreciate you catching my error. Now, That same individual would, if I had done that to them, they would have been instantly on the defensive. They would have been pissed off. They might have cussed my ass out. Just all kinds of shit would have gone down. A couple weeks later, that same individual made a huge ass mistake that could have costed millions of dollars if that person had done something crazy. I caught it. And I want to tell you that when it was brought to that person's attention that they were the one that made that error, do you want to know what a deer in fucking headlights looks like? And I just looked at him. I didn't say a word. Because that's what the fuck karma be looking like. Like you were like, are you this, and this number? Yes. Okay, well, you did blah, 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 in front of all these people trying to embarrass me. And I was like, you know what? Good looking out. And now she was not expecting me to respond like that. That's the other thing. And then when I caught what this motherfucker did, I just walked through there, put my fucking damn superwoman cape on, and kept it moving. Cause people be ready for you to come with some crazy shit. I don't have to do all of that. I come through like a damn stealth missile. I'm real quiet. But you internally is going to know how dumb you look now. And look, I said I come through like a stealth missile. I'm telling y'all how to be a rising star now. I'm giving y'all all the tips. Because boss energy doesn't have to be loud and boastful and all of that. If you ever have been to like a conference or some kind of gathering of very wealthy people, the wealthiest people kind of play the background. They're not dressed flashy most times. They're very indiscriminate. They're quiet. They just kind of blend in with everybody. They'll mix and mingle and talk with people, but they're like, people end up pointing them out to you like, that's such and such. That's the couple that's funding this. They the ones with the money. And you look and you like, damn, they got the money. They like, yeah, they got the money. Because they're just watching and observing. Because what boss energy does is they're looking for people that they can work with. They're looking for people that move like them. Because the people that move like them, the people that move with excellence, are the people that they can link arms with and make even more money. At my current job, I look at people that I could potentially employ. Because I know that I'm going to be an entrepreneur. I'm going to have my own business, and I need people who work with excellence when they're not even making that much money. People don't make a whole lot of money in state government and, county government and stuff like that. So if I see someone who operates with excellence in that environment, oh, I'm making note of that. And I'm going to triple that person's salary to get them to come work for me, because I know that when you weren't working for me, you move with excellence. Like I said, that's how you operate in your North Node, in your purpose. If you have been questioning what your purpose is, what you're here to do, what your talents and gifts are, I was in that energy for a significant amount of my life. I did not realize that I had these gifts. Well, and that was by design, of course. But I did not have my awakening, and I was not made aware that I had these gifts until I was early 40s. And I'm going to be 48 this year. So we're talking about the majority of my life, over half of my life. If I live to be 100, and I'm not, that's not quite half of my life. But I'm, if I live to be 100, I'll be at half of my life in 3 years. So almost half of my life, I was just straight operating from my humanness, was constantly questioning, what am I here for? What is my purpose? What are my gifts? And I was doing everything from damn network marketing to a whole bunch of other shit, and having to experience failures and, bad investments, poor judgment. But I was sitting in a place of expectation. I was like, bruh, I know this isn't life. This can't be life. This can't be it. And you can feel in your spirit that you are a rising star. You can feel it. You like, I know I have a big purpose. I just don't quite know exactly what it is. Trust your intuition. Trust your instinct. Trust that inner knowing. And like, I spent so much time getting ready that I felt like I had wasted a lot of time. I felt like I was getting to be too old to do certain things. I felt like, I was never going to be, where I want to be financially and things like that. Being able to get out of that mindset while you're still dealing with the struggle, when you're able to transcend that energy, it takes you to a whole nother level. Yeah, spirit is like, when you can be in sweetheart energy and not have animosity towards the divine, and be mad at God, source, spirit, your ancestors, even in the midst of trouble, in the midst of storms, if you can maintain that sweetheart energy and not resent the journey, that's super powerful. That's the road less traveled. That's basically going through the eye of the needle. And having a sweetheart is also having a pure heart. Yeah, because Spirit said the divine looks at you in high honor. The divine holds you in high honor and high esteem. They're both in green. We're talking about a spiritual warrior, a soldier in the army of the Lord. We're talking about someone who is committed to their contract, their soul contract, committed to fulfilling their soul contract, committed to fulfilling their mission and purpose with excellence. Yeah, and maturity, age, how long it's taking you to get to that understanding, that knowing, there's no time lost. Everything has been in divine timing and divine order. Yeah, the spirit is like, being a doctor can be stressful, chaotic, but when you can stay unbothered, like I said, in the midst of a storm, at work, when everybody around you is screaming and yelling and cold blue and cardiac arrest, that is where you have to be grounded and calm and know what you're doing and have confidence within. Because I don't care what nobody say. There's some people who work in environments like the medical field who should not be working in the damn medical field, or any EMS or anything like that, where it's like heavy adrenaline and having to be on point, and when bodily fluids and stuff is flying everywhere. I know I couldn't do it, because I've been passed out. I mean, you have to have a special disposition. And so that's what Spirit is wanting me to talk about, is like, stay in your lane. I don't care if being a doctor is a lot of money. I don't care if being a PhD is a lot of money. I don't care if being an engineer has a lot of money with it. If that's not your lane, if that's not where your flow is, if you're stressed out and constantly, blood pressure high, you don't want to go to work because you don't want to have to wipe nobody's shitty ass another night as a nurse or whatever. If that is not your thing and you're just doing something for the money, that ain't it. Spirit said, message. Somebody needs to hear that shit. Because people will get readings and they will ask me, like, is this business or is this job that I want to get the right direction for me? And I'll read the energy and I'll be like, do you even like that? Do you know, no, I really don't like it. Okay, well, don't do it. I'm not saying just be destitute, but I'm saying sometimes we have to sacrifice certain things to put ourselves in a certain position. So, like, I know that I'm not getting compensated exactly how I want to, but there are different perks. I'm not being micromanaged. I love my team. I love my supervisor. I love the type of work that I do with, I feel like I'm making a difference. So it's not always going to be what I'm ultimately going to be doing because I need to be compensated appropriately. But for the time being, I can find all of the positives that equate to abundance. So I could have a much higher paying job that stresses me the fuck out, and I can't even enjoy my weekends. I can't sleep at night. It's hard for me to eat, or I'm overeating, I'm stress eating, and everything is chaotic. So we really have to decide, like, do I want an extra $10,000-$20,000 and my health be in the toilet? Because like I talked about earlier, it's very difficult to really tap into your gifts, your pentacles, your creativity when you're stressed the fuck out. Yes, maybe you drive a Mercedes versus a Nissan, but what the fuck is it all for if you're working 80 hours a week and you don't even like driving the car because the gas is so damn expensive and you don't want to put mileage on the car? Like it's shit like that. Yeah, a slave to your job. When you're a slave, and this is how the world is set up. That's why Spirit was saying earlier that the whole fucking country has an entity attachment. Damn near the world. Because anywhere that you are inundated and brainwashed to be a worker bee, and you're discouraged from tapping into your natural gifts, your abilities, your divine assignment, when you are in bondage to a paycheck, and then you trying to keep up with the Joneses, so you make good money, but you're in debt up to your eyeballs. So you're not in a better position than somebody that's making way less money. The difference is you may be able to live somewhere that's bigger, nicer, whatever. You can, like I said, you can afford a different kind of car. But at the end of the day, you still stressed out because you are one paycheck away from poverty. So you making more money. The checks are better, of course, same thing. But you're not enjoying your life. You can barely take vacations because you are bogged down with work. And what really saddens me is when people who make really good money have to work multiple jobs to maintain their lifestyle. I almost dated this guy that was like that. He had a PhD and was working in management at a bank, but was working like virtually 2 full-time jobs. He would go from the bank to a retail store, and he would work damn near 40 hours at the retail store. But he had a Range Rover. He lived in an exclusive area of town. He had a closet full of Gucci and Chanel and all this other shit. He had a counter full of all this high-end cologne. But I'm like, you can't even date because you work in 2 full-time jobs. You're not getting enough sleep. You're not eating properly. And he was not fulfilled at all, because it's like, I think his brother was working for NASA or some shit like that. So it was like constantly comparing himself to his brother. And then you got a whole ass PhD and you still having to work 2 full-time jobs. That's crazy work. And look at this. Look, somebody come look at this. Actual money concerns. What the hell have I just been talking about? It's not a shortage of money, but you over here concerned about it because you done overextended yourself. Got all kinds of credit card debt and shit. And I said credit card debt. It's the devil. When people reaching for things that are out of their reach, overextending themselves financially, this is why Spirit is saying there is an entity over this country and this planet. Because you have all these people striving, and that's how people become slaves to their jobs and the almighty dollar, because there is an entity, a money entity attached to this planet. And Spirit is like, that's why this whole planet is revolving around smecks and money. Those are the two driving forces. And when people have the information, when they are gatekeeping the information that we were supposed to have as the blueprint for how we move and get through this lifetime, when people are gatekeeping that information and using that information in a negative way for their personal gain and for everyone else's downfall, Spirit is like, oh, they getting some messages of concern now. They starting to realize that they done fucked up. Spirit is like, they in these false relationships, loveless relationships, where it just looks like something on the surface. I mean, look at the whole E case with his Ice Queen. I mean, from the outside looking in, you know, it looked like a wealthy, prosperous couple. But all that was happening was that they were creating this false narrative. Hoodwinking people into, you know, conducting themselves in ways that would end up traumatizing their ass. AI says, spiritual discussion on the dangers of chasing money. I mean, shit, that pretty much sums it up. Spirit said, you have to have faith. I'm relying on the divine. I'm not relying on the community to support me financially or any other kind of way. Because these same motherfuckers that pretend to support you will be secretly creating false narratives about you and preying on your damn downfall. I want a community of I want the community of the divine. I want the community that lives beyond the veil supporting me. Because I know they don't move from their humanness. They don't move with emotion. They're not looking at me and saying, I don't like you because you have this, and that virtue. The divine loves and supports and gets excited when you embrace these positive virtues. The divine relishes and loves when you're successful, loves when you close a cycle, loves when you level up energetically, loves when you block people energetically who don't serve you. It's a totally different energy. It's a totally different vibe. Because the divine doesn't have any hangups. They're not comparing themselves to others. Spirit said, when you keep it moving and maintain your peace. You see that sign back there that says freedom? That is how you hitchhike your way to damn freedom. And Spirit said, we'll pick your ass up. All you gotta say is you need some help. Don't be so full of yourself and so in your ego that you cannot ask for help. And like I said, the divine is enamored with your success. Genuinely happy, supportive, rejoices. There are celebrations. There are huge celebrations in the divine when you accomplish another milestone. When you defeat karmic feminines and take your power back and defend yourself and protect your energy and don't allow these people to knock you off of your square, when you don't let them see you sweat, when you continue to hold your head high, yeah, I said, when you defeat these karmics, because that baby, that jealousy and envy, when you know you're an alchemist and you know that you can transmute energy and you can switch up in a heartbeat, meaning don't let the smooth taste fool you, bitch. Because sis looks soft and sweet and feminine. Maybe looks like somebody you could talk shit to, run over, take their kindness for weakness. But sis said, I will switch the fuck up. I'll change clothes and go, ho. Do not let the smooth taste fool you. And this is like, this is giving the energy of a get ready with me. She's in her bathroom, like in the mirror, evaluating the outfit of the day. She goes from her job to being a damn diva. This is the energy of like going to work and then coming home and working on your craft like it's your part-time job, whether you making money or not. This is, like I said, it's giving the energy of get ready with me, outfit of the day. That's nothing but content creation. So if you go to work and then come home, change clothes, get online, do your thing, create content, whatever it is that you do, get on Canva. If you do, if you're an artist, get on your damn artwork grind. I said Canva for a reason, because an artist uses a canvas. There was a woman, I saw her video today. She was like, my doctor told me I was going to have to be out of work for a month. So I decided that I've been wanting to make body oils. And I just said, I'm going to use some of my savings while I'm not working. And I'm going to start my body oil business. That is called taking a leap of faith. That's what that's called. Taking a leap of faith. That's called having self-love. That's called trusting and believing in yourself. And like I said, you're working toward the distant future. You know, the road may be long, the road may have already been long. But every step you take, every move you make, I don't know why the hell my spirit team is having me sing a damn song. What song is that? But anyway, you're getting closer and closer to your goal. And like Spirit was saying earlier, stay in your lane. Even though it's a dotted line that you can, switch lanes, stay in your damn lane. And here we have another road. And the sun at the end of the pathway. This is what I was talking about, the long road with this big ass ditch that you had to climb your ass out of and getting it out of the mud here. This is the first half of your life. You got it out the mud. Now you can continue on with the second half of your life. And that's basically what this road is here. The second half. Working towards your future. And that says road closed because every ending is a new beginning. When you leave all that raggedy ass energy, the raggedy ass people behind, Spirit is saying when you become obsessed with yourself, When you fall in love with yourself, when you can love your body, when you can look in the mirror and you know your body isn't perfect, but you can still love your body. You can look in the mirror and you can see the crow's feet and the gray hairs. And, you know, if you getting a little saggy neck, and you can still like lust after yourself in the best way possible. Now that is what you need. When you have balanced your masculine and feminine, and you develop a relationship with yourself. And that's the problem. People want to skip over the self-love. People want to skip over having a relationship with yourself, having a relationship with your inner masculine and feminine. And what Spirit is saying is that you have the longing that you have to be in relationship with someone else is your internal energy longing to be in relationship with itself. So the longer you put off loving yourself, integrating your masculine and feminine within, balancing your masculine and feminine within, the longer you put that off, the more you're going to find yourself in destructive ass relationships. Because as above, so below, as within, so without. And I know that shit sounds cliche and all that, but there was a time period where I did not like myself. I was very angry. I, had a chip on my shoulder. I didn't smile much. I found myself, judging others because I judge myself very harshly. That's not a happy existence. When you don't love yourself, it creates just so much chaos in your life. And it's 8:18 on my clock, so I feel like there's infinite chaos. Yeah, that shit will steal your joy. Not liking yourself, not feeling, and this is one of the biggest things when it comes to confidence in relationships, is people will do things that are, I'll say, out of character when they feel like they don't have the personality to sustain a relationship. So, like, when you don't feel like you're worthy of a particular kind of love or relationship, and you're just settling for less, you are basically like so let me just get back to my train of thought previously, where I was talking about when people don't feel like they have the personality to sustain a relationship, they will do stuff like try to have a child to keep the relationship. And why can I speak on this? Because I've done it. The relationship was tumultuous, arguing, fighting, chaos, third party situations, and all of that shit. And my crazy ass, because I did not love myself, I did not like myself, I did not feel like I had the personality to sustain the relationship. So I felt like a baby would keep the relationship intact. Why the fuck I wanted to keep a toxic ass, domestic violence riddled relationship intact, I'll never know. I do know. It's called low self-esteem, low self-worth. Because when you don't know your value and your worth, then you settle for crumbs. You settle for whatever the person wants to give you. And 9 times out of 10, they gonna steal your damn joy, put you in third-party relationships, and not give a fuck about none of that self-love. None of that. They actually, these thieves, these energy vampires, they want you to be in a very low vibrational state where you don't love or like yourself, because that enables them to take advantage. It's the same thing where Spirit was talking about the entity that's on the world, that's attached to the world. It's an entity of, I have to work like a slave and a dog, and I love dogs, so I don't like to use dogs in a negative connotation. But it's like I have to work hard, long hours to try to keep up appearances. And it's a very miserable existence. But the people that benefit from you being in that mentality and that low vibrational state are the people who are making the most money. While you out here damn working 80 hours a week, life in chaos, they out here like Nam Yoho Renge Kyo. Their bank account is like ching 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 ching. They sitting at home chilling. They on yachts, sipping fine wine and champagne, eating crack crab and lobster and shit. Out here blissful with all the damn money that you're generating for them. And they really are stealing from people. They're stealing people's joy, their abundance, their happiness. What I say? It's them bosses. Those CEOs. Stealing time away from your family. You know how many families don't see the adults and the kids just out here and they got access to money because the parents is just working. So they're not being supervised, but they have access to money and they are for the streets. For the streets. Grandparents trying to take care of these kids because the parents is out here just, trying to go get it. But Spirit said, when you tap into your divine gifts, your whole world changes, your whole world opens up. And that's what these damn thieves know. If they can keep you away from your gifts, away from the truth. That like crystal ball looking thing, that's the truth of who you are. If they can keep you from that by doing rituals, please believe me when I tell you that the alchemical recipes that energies like Tahuti and Isis left to be guides to this world, please believe me, they are using that shit against you. And when you are not in an awakened state, you fall prey to that. I just talked about earlier how I didn't know that I even had gifts until I was in my 40s. So that means that, and like I said, everything is by divine design, everything is in order. But I purposely set my life up like that so that I could experience firsthand what it was like to be under this damn entity attachment that the world has placed on us. And that doesn't mean that we aren't always protected by the divine. It doesn't mean that we're somehow, like on the wrong path or anything like that. But we have to be able to experience like real shit before we can experience what the supernatural is like, in order to be able to talk about it, in order to be able to explain how to overcome it. Like, I'm not on here talking to one person. There's probably other people outside of the live watching, whatever. But I'm not on here for free, and I'm not on here just to talk to one person for my health. I'm here on divine assignment, on my pathway to my destination. The collective I talk to is here for a specific mission and purpose, a very high calling. We did not come here to play with y'all. We came here committed to our purpose, our plan, the assignment from the Galactic Council. How will we know what our divine masculine and feminine energy looks and feels like if we hadn't experienced a bunch of karmics? How will we know? How will we be able to identify the difference? Because when energies incarnate here for a very large specific purpose, you have to experience a lot of all kinds of things, good, bad, ugly, indifferent, because you are learning the energy of different things. There's energy to people, there's energy to situations, there are patterns. You are developing pattern recognition. The only way you can do that is by experiencing a multitude of things. So I'm about to shut it down. Thank you for everyone who liked the live, shared the live. Thank you for the one person who's been hanging out with me. All right, y'all. Good night.